I just hit $30,000 in my investment portfolio. I'm hyped, and I just wanted to give y'all an update, give y'all my plans for the future, and show you how much dividend income I'm making. So let's just get into it. For those of you who don't know, I am a dividend growth investor, and since I have a really long time horizon, I'm more so focused on stocks that have lower starting yields but really high dividend growth percentages. Take ASML, for example. That's a stock that I own. Its starting yield is less than 1%, but its growth rate has been like 20-25%, somewhere around there. I can't remember the exact number, but really, really high. And I will say, especially recently, I have wanted to start building up some higher yield positions, but I'll get into my plans with those later on. Moving over to Schwab, I know I'm technically not at 30 right now. It went down a little bit before the market closed, but I just got paid yesterday. So by the time this video comes out, I'm going to have the money in my account anyway. It's basically the same thing. But since my last portfolio update video that I made, I sold out of ABSI for like a 40% gain, but I really didn't have much money in there anyway. But I also sold out of InnoData and SYM. Those were amazing trades. SYM was like 100 and maybe 15, 112, somewhere around there percent gain. And then InnoData was about a 94% gain. I was very happy about those. And I'm slowly rebalancing my portfolio. If you're unfamiliar with me, I'm a really new investor. I've been into it for a while mentally, but I had never actually learned anything, and I had never actually put a substantial amount of money into my portfolio until really like this year. One of my first videos that I ever made a few months ago was when I finally hit $10,000 in this account, and we've come a long way since then. But as you can see, I have a lot of positions, and I don't plan on keeping all of these for the long term, but I do have Qualtrim, if you guys are familiar with that, and I've put in the positions that I plan on keeping. So yes, I've made a lot of mistakes, and I don't even want to talk about Mattel right now, but if we look on Qualtrim, my total holdings that I really want to keep for the long term, at least for now, drops down to 18, which is a lot more manageable. It still might be a lot for some people, but I don't mind it. I know a lot of people think of like 10, maybe 15 stocks max, but I really think I could totally manage like 20 to 30 if I wanted to. But total account value is 25,000 within these 18 holdings. So it's the majority of my portfolio anyway. But as you can see, ASML, like I was talking about earlier, they're my highest position, and I'm up a pretty good chunk on them. I'm very happy about that. I'm up 37%, and actually, this is a position I've been very, very happy about. Comfort Systems, I made a video about them. I really, really like this stock, and their dividend growth rates are insane, but they were already up a very good amount, right? Like maybe 40, 50, even 60 percent. And then they had an earnings come out. They just did really well, and they shot up, and then they kept going up. So now I'm up 100 and what is that? 113%. This is like year to date so far. I got in this company this year during the tariff crash, so that has treated me very, very well. I'm also super excited to see those dividends continue to grow in the future. And my most recent addition to the portfolio right now has been Intuit. I think they're a phenomenal company. Their PE ratio is consistently high, but again, I mean, it's consistent, so I'm really not worried about that. They have one of the most, well, for lack of a better term, consistent business models, and people are always going to have to pay taxes, and they're always going to have business, more or less. And if you look at their charts, I mean, it's just all, like, it all goes up. It never really wavers at all, and I think Intuit is a great company. And again, another company I'm super excited to see the future of. Moving on to the rest of my portfolio, Lowe's, I like them. I wish I could have bought more when they were lower. Costco and MasterCard, I just wanted to get into them, so I really wasn't worried about trying to DCF model and get in at an amazing price. I just wanted to be into them. If you look, you can see I really don't have that much money into REITs, with Realty Income and Vici Properties being my only REIT REIT allocations that I have in my portfolio, and it doesn't even equate to $1,000. So I am thinking of adding into them. Microsoft, I think they're an amazing company and I love them and I want to add more, but I forgot to put them on this list in the last video. I was kind of an idiot for that. And then other than that, Google is something I potentially will add to my long-term like buy and hold portfolio. I don't have them here right now solely because their only dividend growth rate that we've seen so far is 4%. That does outpace inflation, but I just am looking to get a lot higher than that right now. So again, my whole position with Google just depends on their dividend situation. Sorry if this has felt a bit all over the place, but I'm kind of just wanting to summarize my account right now. I think there will be a video one day soon where I just really go in depth on all my holdings, but I don't exactly have the most time for that right now. So I am trying to skim through a bit, but I did just hit a major milestone that I'm very happy about. So on Qualtrim, it does say my annual income is $273, which may be right for something. I really don't know where they derive these numbers exactly from, but according to Charles Schwab, which is, you know, my actual positions and my actual stats, I just hit about $372 per year in dividends. What does that mean? I'm sure you might be able to guess by now, but I'm officially making $1.02 every single day, completely passively. Maybe that doesn't sound like a lot, but that is a great start, I think, and I'm so happy. When I first saw that, I was like, God, I don't even know. It really put a smile on my face, and it's still putting a smile on my face now. But dividends are the literal most passive form of income you can have in your entire life, and now I am more or less guaranteed to make $1 a day for the rest of my life. And again, I know that's not a lot now, but that's gonna add up. Like that's, I'm gonna add money to my account. I'm going to reinvest dividends, so that's even more money added to my account. Dividends are going to raise over time. Like my dividends are going to constantly be raising, whether it's like from one source or a different source. I have multiple different things that will cause my dividends to consistently raise over time. And right now, I think this is just a great start. I won't lie to y'all. I really feel like I am doing pretty good for my age, and a lot of times people will uh, make estimates. Like, okay, for example, there's this dividendology video where he basically talks about how much you need to live off of dividends, and his whole estimate that he uses is $1,000 a month. And I fortunately have been able to put a little bit over that. I have been spending a lot more recently, but my investments range anywhere from usually like 1,500 to maybe like 1,800 a month, or maybe even like 2,000 sometimes on a really good month. But I, all that to say, I'm very, very excited for the future of my dividend portfolio. And speaking of the future, I did say I wanted to add more to some high yield positions and just start building that up a little bit. I don't plan on having this being a primary part of my portfolio, but if it can help the whole dividend process, I really think it might be a good idea. So, really, my main three high yielders that I've been looking at are Altria, Hess Midstream, and MPLX. Honestly, the stats of Hess are probably my favorite. I love them, with the one exception, or I guess two exceptions, being the shares outstanding has been rising incredibly fast and the payout ratio is above 100%. Those really hurt me, especially since Hess had a very big drop recently and I want to buy them, and maybe I still will. Maybe I'll convince myself, I don't know, but that that did hurt, I guess, for lack of a better term. But those are the ones that I plan on looking at. And I mean, you get 7 or 8% with $1,000. That's like 70, $80 extra added. I mean, I have 30 grand and I'm not even making 400 yet. To be able to add an just 1,000 and get an extra 70 or 80, I think that's a pretty good deal, at least for now. And while I'm not going to withdraw my dividends for a while, at least mentally I can say, oh, I've made an extra $5 this week from my dividends. I can buy this freaking McDonald's cheeseburger. I don't know. But my whole goal is to have my dividends cover my expenses. And it's just super fun to see that start to work. I hope you enjoyed this video. I really haven't had too much time recently. I apologize for taking so long to get this one out. I hope it didn't feel rushed or all over the place or anything. But I'll try to get another one out soon. Maybe I can make another one real quick, and I'll post like 2 in one day, and we'll see what happens. But if you got something out of this video, consider leaving a comment, consider subscribing. I would really appreciate it. Good luck on your investing journey.